G'day everyone, welcome to part 11 of the Xray xb4 buggy build series. Part 11 here we will be doing a couple of things. We'll be installing the steering servo and we'll be installing body posts and also the wire, I suppose we could call them the wire guards for the ESC. I'll explain that shortly. For as usual, I've done just a couple of things just to speed the process along. I've built the steering servo arm. I've also attached the servo horn to the servo and one of the servo brackets, servo mounting brackets. Also, I've also mounted the body post to the little graphite brace. Now, one thing I'll make mention of is to do these things you have to remove the deck. So also, yeah, I have put one of the front body post on there. Now, honestly, personally, I think it's a bit of a fail on Xray's part. You go through the manual, it says, you know, put all the screws in, blah blah blah. Then you turn the page, and then you find you got to take the deck off to get to for this section, which I think is a fail. So when you're building your buggy and it comes to this part, do not screw down the upper deck. Just place it on top for the time being, because you'll need to remove it to put your servo and wire guard in. So let's get on with it. So we can remove our upper deck. We'll also need to remove the slipper clutch assembly. Okay, first of all we'll put in the wire guide, and what this does is it's for your ESC. So the wires, when you mount the ESC to the chassis, you feed the wires through there, and what it does is it stops the wires from getting tangled in the drive shafts. Now, it's up to you. I'm doing it this way for doing it to the instructions. I mean, if you wanted, you know, you could have your upper deck on, and then you can have the wires go over the top and maybe just use a little cable tie like that to hold the wires, but I'm just doing it this way. So we put that on. Okay, so we put our slipper clutch back in, and just keep an eye on the bearings, because the bearings can move a little. Okay, it's going to be a fight again. Give me a sec, folks. There we go. Just check it to make sure it moves nice and free, which it does. So as you can see, hang on, I'll just zoom in a little bit. As you can see here, got the drive shaft and there's the guard, and that's where your wire goes through. Alrighty. So now what we will be doing is putting in the steering servo. Now for this I'm using a high-tech 425. Can't show yet. Not really focusing too well. Now I've already gone ahead and put the servo horn on. Now the kit does come with 3 servo horns, and since I'm using a high-tech servo, I need to use the high-tech servo horn. Now for the next part, I've already put screws into the mounting bracket and just bend the wire back there. Now for me, it's just simple as clicking it on like that. Some servos have a full hole, so you may have to do it. And it also helps if you have the bracket round the right way. So So yeah, the reason why I did it this way, it's as simple as clicking it in, and you're not trying to juggle with screws, a servo and a mounting bracket. Alrighty. So now what we will do is we will attach our servo arm, and for that we also need two little spacers. If I can get the Allen driver in, there we go, and carefully screw it in. Now as you can see, I've already made the servo arm purely just to save on time, but I will mention, when you put the pillow ball cups on, just remember that with the thread here, one thread is clockwise and one is counterclockwise. And the whole idea of that is when you make an adjustment, it will cause the cups to go in or out. So just take note of the direction that the servo is. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to make this a little bit wider. Interesting. So actually we have to let this get a bit wider. So what problem I'm having here is the servo. There we go. Just have to widen it. Okay, so now comes the fun part. Oh, now comes the... Okay. So now we need these to go in. As usual, folks, like a parrot, don't over tighten the screws, otherwise you will thread it. Now with the ball wrench, so I can get in on an angle. No, that's not going to work on that one, so I'll just... One there. I'll have to make a few adjustments here, folks, on the fly. There we go, that's nice and tight. So now we'll just put this screw back in. Okay, so that's that. So that's that in. Now we'll attach the servo arm to the main steering. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll put the slipper clutch system back in. Okay, so there's the steering, people. Now we will just put the body post on for the back. Okay, just get that one there. Okay, now for the upper deck. Okay, so we'll put the screws in here. Alright. I do find it is quite annoying that you have to take off the deck again. They really should revise their instruction manual. Alrighty folks, so that is the steering in, and we have the wire guard in, and the rear and front body posts. So stay tuned for part 12.